Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid didn't die in a shootout in South America. That's the conclusion of a local author whose new book sheds light on the infamous outlaws. One who was born in Beaver, the other, Sundance Kid, may have been buried right here in Salt Lake City. For every crime, there's a story, and the truth matters. Here's ABC4's Marcos Ortiz with tonight's Justice Files.
These are the paupers' graves located in the Salt Lake City Cemetery. Right over here is the name of Hiram Beebe. He died while serving time at the Utah State Prison. According to a new book, Hiram Beebe is the Sundance Kid.
He was arrested for killing Lonnie Larson in Mount Pleasant in 1945.
And after 2 trials, Hiram Beebe was convicted of murdering a Mount Pleasant marshal. Reports indicated he was 62 years old, but he wouldn't confirm that. Dr. Steve Lacey, who wrote of Beebe in his latest book called Beebe, A Mystery Man.
He was vague when he had his 2 court trials for murder. He wouldn't tell anybody where he was.
This is Beebe after his death sentence was commuted to life in prison.
He had long beard, long hair, and he was the oldest prisoner in the prison.
But in his new book, Lacey claimed Beebe was an alias for the Sundance Kid.
The FBI found out he'd been to South America, but he wouldn't tell anything about him.
It's well known that Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid were bank robbers and moved to South America. In the movie named after them, viewers were led to believe they were killed in a shootout with local authorities.
There was no official identification of the men that were killed.
In his book, Lacey learned the 2 outlaws never died in South America, but returned to the U.S. Yesterday, ABC4 reported on Butch Cassidy's return. He had changed his name to Frank Irvin and died in Fresno, California in 1956. In 1939, a man named Irvin visited Joyce Warner in Price. According to Lacey, Irvin was the name Butch Cassidy had taken after leaving South America.
Matt had told Joyce stories about Butch that he didn't put in the book. And they shared those stories back and forth for that day, November 21st, 1939. And she knew right away that he was Butch.
As for the Sundance Kid, whose real name was Harry Longabaugh, he arrived in San Francisco with Butch Cassidy, but then they split up. He ended up in prison in California, but was soon released and eventually made it back to Utah using the name Beebe, who ended up in prison. While incarcerated, prison officials who Lacey spoke with had read Beebe's letters to the Longabaugh family.
He wrote to his cousins in Cortez, Colorado, and they wrote back all while he was in prison. They wouldn't have corresponded for 5 years back and forth if there wasn't a connection in the first place.
And Lacey said it was well known that the Sundance Kid constantly ate Ralston cereal. Prison officials told Lacey Beebe's wife would often bring that cereal to him while in prison.
She brought in Ralston cereal because the commissary didn't have Ralston cereal. There was rumors going around all while he was in prison that he was a Sundance Kid.
Lacey claimed that Hiram Beebe never told anyone that he was the Sundance Kid while in prison. And on June 2nd, 1955, Hiram Beebe took that secret to the grave. For the Justice Files, Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 News.